Of the brand new Samsung Galaxy S6 and comparing the results to the iPhone 6. So as we all know, Samsung has decided to strip the Samsung Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge of that IP67 water resistance and dust resistance rating. A lot of people I know would go swimming with their Galaxy S5, even though you shouldn't, they'd be fine. Well, I want to see how the Samsung Galaxy S6 is going to hold up. If you jump into a pool of water and you forget your phone in your pocket, if you drop this in the toilet, how is this thing going to hold up? Is it going to work? Are the ports going to work? I mean, I just want to test these guys and see if they will resist the water whatsoever. I know it doesn't happen often, but it would be good to know what would happen if I dropped my phone in a tub of water. Would it hold up? Would it survive? Now, although the Samsung Galaxy S6 has removed that water and dust resistant certification from the Galaxy S5, it still seems like a very durable device, and as my drop test actually showed, it's very drop resistant. That glass does a very good job against impact. But I want to know, is there any secret waterproofing on this thing? It's kind of strange for Samsung to take away something that made the Galaxy S5 so successful. But let's go ahead and test these guys and see how long they can survive, and if they do survive, do the ports still work? Is it really going to hold up? Just going to fill these guys to cover the iPhone, and here's your batch of poison Galaxy S6. Alright, so I'm going to set these guys right here. I'm going to put a stopwatch in the middle because I know one of these devices will stop working. So here we go. So looks like both devices are working good. I don't really see any bubbles entering the phones. Both of these devices are submerged completely, yet still functional. About 30-second mark. So let's just keep these in here and see how they do. Now, I personally have never intentionally dropped a phone in the water. I've always been very careful with my products. All right, so both devices are still functional. At this point, it's about 2.5 minutes in, and I am surprised. Overall, doing great. Surprisingly, both are holding up quite well. Already at the 3-minute, 30-second mark. I didn't expect them to last this long. So let's go ahead and see how this keeps on going. Now, the important thing is, yeah, the phone will survive, but what dies? A lot of the features start dying as soon as the phone dies. At the end, I'm going to try and revive these guys. If they do turn off, I'm going to try and revive them, see if anything did survive, if the headphone jack works, the USB charging port works, if the speakers work. I know a lot of things stop working after the device actually gets submerged, but we're approaching the 5-minute mark. Still going strong, surprisingly. Alright, so 5 minutes have passed. These devices are both surviving, doing real well. My predictions are 10 minutes. There's no way these can last longer than 10 minutes. Alright, so 7 minutes have passed. Still working, still functional. I'm going to go ahead and take them out at the 10-minute mark and see what's left and what's working. 8 minutes and still going strong. Holy crap. It's pretty impressive for both of these. So 9 minutes coming up on 10. What did they do to these guys? How are these secretly waterproof? So at 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and take them out and test what features are working, what features are not working. I'm going to try and dry them out as best as possible and see, after a 10-minute dunk, would your phone survive? And so far, I'm thinking good things for both of these. Both are doing great, even submerged in water for almost 10 minutes. So this guy keeps timing out, but let me get my towel ready. So as soon as these guys hit 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and dry them off and see what's working and what is not. All right, and we have hit the 10-minute mark. Let's go ahead and take these guys out of here. So far working. I'm going to put these right here. I'm going to stop that for now. And let's go ahead and dry these guys off. So as you guys can see, the display still works at the moment. There's a lot of water on it. But although the display is working, I want to see if other features work as well. So looks like the iPhone is still good. Still works. I'm shocked, guys. That's crazy. So let's go ahead and test the charging port. Although the display seems to be functional, working, it's accurate too. It's not clicking random things. I don't actually see any moisture in the camera. Actually, there is a little bit in there. Let's try the cameras. So rear one works. Not a lot of moisture in there. All right, looks like front camera is working as well. Cool. All right, looks like the rear camera is working. Let's try the front. Wow, both of them do work. Not a lot of moisture in either one of them. Surprisingly, after taking out dunk in the water, still work. Now let's go ahead and try those charging ports and the speakers. I know you should, after dunking your phone in water, do not charge them. All the water inside could short some fuses out. Okay, charges. Battery is at 100%, but looks like it is charging. Cool, so that guy still works, and I can already hear the speaker is working well. I can see that it is charging, so looks like the iPhone is working too. Now let's go ahead and test the sound. And I cannot hear anything from the iPhone. Yep, looks like the speaker is busted on the iPhone. I can't hear a thing. All right, looks like the sound is working on this guy. So far, Samsung Galaxy S6 is ahead in terms of sound. The sound works, does not work on the iPhone 6, unfortunately. I cannot get any sound to play, cannot hear anything from this. So it looks good so far. Let's go ahead and see how far these guys can go, how far they can really be in the water before completely dying. And surprisingly, after 10 minutes, both do work for the most part. I'm sure if you put the iPhone in rice, you could get some functionality from the speaker, but it is busted for now. All right, so let's go ahead and continue this test. Okay, so as soon as I just said that, jinxed myself, the Galaxy S6 has seems to have passed away. It keeps rebooting itself randomly. A lot of water has got in through the 3.5mm jack. The iPhone, on the other hand, still works. It looks functional. But the Galaxy S6, I can plug it into charge. However, it just keeps restarting itself. I can't get it to boot. I'm going to try and power this guy on. It looks to be booting, but it does restart randomly. Let's go ahead and see how it holds up. Oh, wow. Speaker's starting to sound a little tinny. Let's go ahead and see if we can continue this test. Ooh, yeah, startup failed. That's no good. Oh, is it starting? No way. Wow, okay, it's alive. Let's continue the test. Let's go ahead and resume this guy. Submerge these guys in the water. So we got a full tub. Both of these guys are submerged in water. And we're approaching the 11-minute mark. Looking good so far. I just can't get these guys to die. It's already 12 minutes and both of them are working. With some confidence, I would say I could go swimming for a short period of time with my phone in my pocket, come out, drop the guy in some rice overnight, and the phone would be working. Now, for the iPhone, looks like speaker wouldn't be working, but once these guys do die, I'll try and revive them and see what's left working. Surprisingly, both are S6 Edge versus the iPhone 6. These are head-to-head competitors, and I want to put them to the test. How does Samsung's latest offering compare to the tried-and-true iPhone 6? As always, it's hard to be objective when comparing these phones. However, I will try and keep my thoughts to myself and let you guys decide feature by feature which one fits your life better, which one is the true match for you guys. Now, it's important to note that the iPhone 6 is halfway through its refresh cycle, which means it may not be a completely fair fight. If you guys want to upgrade, I would recommend waiting until the iPhone 6s, but either way, I'm going to be putting these devices to the test and seeing how they truly compare. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge is truly a stunning phone. The design is spectacular, the display is gorgeous, it's one of the sharpest, clearest displays I have ever seen, and I have fallen in love with this phone. Samsung has completely jumped ship and tried a new strategy for the Samsung Galaxy S6 and Edge variants, and I gotta say it's paying off. It's a phone that I can see being widely popular, whereas the iPhone 6 is a collection of refinements Apple has learned over the years from their iPhone 2G all the way to now. It's a phone that's so simple to use, so easy, and it really shows. All those refinements really add up. The S6 is something fierce though. It's a really exciting phone, really gets your heart going. Samsung has certainly blurred the line between the Galaxy S6 and the iPhone 6. No longer is there any user replaceable memory, user replaceable battery, there is no waterproofing or dustproofing anymore, so it's really similar. Samsung has certainly stepped up their game with the Galaxy S6. Build quality is now top-notch, just like the iPhone 6. Materials are made of aluminium and glass. Gorilla Glass 4 is being used on the front and back of the S6. These phones definitely feel like premium phones. Definitely a step up from that Galaxy S5 and its plastic finish. By removing the IP67 water and dust resistant rating, the Galaxy S6 was certainly trimmed down. It's 6.8mm for the standard S6 and 7.0 for the S6 Edge, making it really small and similar to the dimensions of the iPhone 6. Now the iPhone 6 comes in three colors: gold, space gray, and silver, whereas the Galaxy S6 comes in this dark blue, a white color, a gold color soon, and a blue topaz for the regular S6, and for the S6 Edge it gets a turquoise green color, which is really cool, but I don't think we'll be getting that in America. The S6 Edge manages to pack in a larger 5.1-inch display versus the 4.7 on the iPhone 6, all while the size remaining relatively comparable to the iPhone 6. Not only is the display larger, it has a much denser pixel density, 577 pixels per inch versus 326 on the iPhone 6. Let that sink in for a moment. What that means is really sharp images. While the iPhone is adequate, has a retina display, you can't tell individual pixels apart, the S6 Edge is just that much sharper, and paired with an AMOLED display, this thing makes for a killer display. Colors are so amazing on the Galaxy S6. Darker colors are represented darker, and that Galaxy S6 display actually can achieve a much higher brightness than the iPhone 6, which pretty much means for outdoor use, the Galaxy S6 is going to be the superior device.
focus. The display is more legible. However, they don't do good in sunlight. The S6 is just a little bit better than the iPhone 6. But there's no doubt about it. The Galaxy S6 truly shows you what you didn't know you were missing. How can a display be better than an iPhone 6? Well, the Galaxy S6 answers that. Now, whether or not that Edge display on the Galaxy S6 is justifiable by $100, I don't know, but it is a super cool feature. It gives the phone a really nice, cool look. It's definitely unique, and it does add some slight functionality to the device, such as people view on the side right here, or a quick notification view off the lock screen. It certainly is a nice addition to the Galaxy S6. Now, comparing cameras on these guys is almost getting unfair. Spec-wise, the Samsung Galaxy S6 doubles the megapixel count of the iPhone 6. Now, that doesn't mean the quality is necessarily better, the image is just larger. But truly, the Galaxy S6 has a great camera, a true step up from the S5. Now, the iPhone 6 has a couple features that the S6 does not: 240 frames per second, 720p recording, and that True Tone flash, which gives you a perfect color flash in all color environments. Now, you could argue that the Galaxy S6 oversaturates its images. They're not true to live colors, whereas on the iPhone 6, it does a much better job of color representation. The lack of optical image stabilization on the iPhone 6 is painfully evident. I'm holding these guys with one hand, and on the Galaxy S6 Edge, the video is smooth and fluid, whereas on the iPhone 6, you can see all my judders when my hand shakes, so definitely a big advantage for the Galaxy S6 there. Focus is great on both of these. However, I found on the iPhone 6, it's a little more responsive for moving targets. It can focus a little bit faster. No complaints though. Both of these phones do have the latest focus pixel phase detection technology, and it's truly a great technology. Focus is fast, great on both devices, just a little better for moving subjects on the iPhone